Hello and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I provide intuitive guidance to help you see clearly through your challenges. This is a collective reading, messages from the beneficial energy that is endeavoring to really support us and encourage us in our growth. There's going to be a little something for everyone in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up doing an extended reading, but if I do, the link will be in the description below. We'll have to see how this goes. I also wanted to let you know I've got a brand new deck I'm super excited about. I absolutely love this deck. It is the Fair Hexa deck. Same artist who did the Crow Tarot. So if you're familiar with that deck, this is the same artist. Her name is escaping me. I know it's MJ, but I can't remember her last name. I know it starts with a C. So let's see where we go. Okay, the first message is coming straight from your divine guidance. Okay, Three of Earth and the Moon. Ooh, this is a great feeling here. Okay. There's a lot on these cards. They are very intricate, which is why I love them so much. This time right now, more than any time, there is so much support to be who you really are, to be your authentic self. Okay, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, it seemed like you were always told to be something other than who you were. When I was in middle school and high school, being an introvert was not cool. Now it's kind of cool to be an introvert. It's cool to be an empath. That's more accepted. But, in the times when I grew up, it just seemed like I was being told always to be something else, to be loud, to be outgoing, and I wasn't any of those things, especially not in high school. And, we live in a world that's always telling us we should be something else. Everyone has got an opinion, whether they're family members or they're people trying to sell you things like commercials. Everyone's trying to tell you that your lifestyle ought to be different than what it is. But what this time is asking us to take off our masks, take off all of who we aren't. Okay, everything that someone else has told us we are that doesn't really resonate deep inside with who we are. And how do you know if you're living in that space of a mask? How do you know if you've unconsciously or subconsciously picked up someone else's identity for you? So let me kind of clarify this a little bit. If you're with a spouse or a partner that wants you to be a certain way, or if your family, you've had to, in order to fit in, you've had to become someone else, those masks we can be very unaware of. But this time is really giving us support for being ourselves. And you can know if you're wearing a mask if for a couple ways. First of all, that you're attracting people that don't seem to be authentic, that seem to be hiding something, or that seem to be pretending to be someone else. Shallowness is a good clue, or kind of deceptive, non-integral behavior. That's a clue. Also, you're going to find out that nothing ever leads to fulfillment. Okay, if you're wearing a non-authentic self, you're pulling energy that's not really you. It's like when you try to drive a car that has no gas. It's going to like stutter a little bit, but it really can't go with its full force. And that's what happens when we're living in that inauthentic place. We're not attracting from the heart. We're attracting from this very wispy, powerless shadow of who we are. But what I love about this Three of Earth card is that everyone's different. We've got a fox, we've got a fairy, we've got an apple, we've got a crow, but they're all supporting each other. And I love how distinct each of their identities is. There's no mistaking. The apple is not trying to be the fairy. The crow is not trying to be the fox, but they're all working together somehow. And the point of embracing our authentic selves is because we all have a different mission to do on this planet. And this is where personally, I really have a problem with gurus or self-help coaches or people or institutions that try to self-perpetuate, that try to create little versions or mini-me's, mini versions of who they are, because that's not the point. The point of our evolution as a collective is that everyone comes to embracing the embracing the fullness of who they are, but individually, knowing that we're each going to be different, knowing that we're each contributing something different. Okay? When someone tries to make us into something else, maybe a creation of them or an extension of who their concept of who they think we should be, it's usually because they are self-involved and they're trying to, again, create a mini me. But it's never going to be as strong as the full you. It's a poor imitation. It's a poor copy. There's it's apocryphal, right? Apocryphal, there we go. Apocryphal stories. There's one about Gershwin and Ravel. I'm drawing from my background as a classical pianist. But Gershwin went into study with Ravel, and Ravel refused to teach him because he said, why would I teach you to be a second-rate Ravel when you're a first-rate Gershwin? So it's that same idea. Why should I teach you to be someone else? You are who you are because you need to be who you are. The planet needs you to be who you are. And I think that's really something that we're all being asked to think about with the North Node in Taurus right now. What value do we bring to the world as we are, just in simply who we are? Let me see what other messages want to come out. So Taurus is all about questioning values, questioning what you value. But I think, as I was just saying, this is about embracing the value of what you bring uniquely to this planet and how it does support other people who are different than you. Seems to me, because we tend to live in fear, a lot of what we do is try to perpetuate self-validation because we're not really sure if we really belong. We're not really sure if we really belong, or if our existence here has a meaning or a place. And so when we're in that state, it's easiest to try to create something that looks like you so that you feel good about who you are. And I think that's why we have so much of this. I think that's why we have so much narcissism and so much urge for self-validation. Because deep inside, we're not sure if we really belong. And the message here is that we more than belong. It's imperative that we have different kinds of people working together, because different elements working together creates greater strength. I'm trying to think of something, but it's like if you have a weaving that's this way, it's only so strong. But if it also goes this way and it kind of crosses and crisscrosses, it's harder to tear apart. So the more diversity we have, the stronger our fabric. Okay, anything else? Queen of Air and the Strength card. All right. Both of these cards are asking us to lighten up and to kind of approach our challenges with a sense of humor. Okay. This earth, or this 3D reality we find ourselves in, is really a playground. It's really a world of make-believe. The real self is the energy of the soul, the energy of source, the physical body and everything around us. This is all, people tend to call it earth school. It's where we come down to work things out. And when you look at it that way, it's kind of hard to take it so seriously. But at the same time, if you've ever watched kids playing, they take their play so seriously. I don't know if you've ever played make-believe with a kid, but they take that very seriously, you know. So if you say, but you know, we can't go in there because the unicorns are sleeping, they won't go into that place, you know. Or they'll tell you these rules that to the adult mind sound bizarre, but the kid, that's real. The thing is we're not any different. We call ourselves adults and we think we have a handle on reality, but it's not different. We're playing with rules that don't really exist. And so that's why they don't exist in this space of who we truly are, which is infinite expansion, right? Infinite love. So these two cards are asking us just to lighten up and to be lighter with our problems, be lighter with our situations, be lighter with our challenges. Because part of this is interesting, part of what holds us down, part of what holds us down in the shadow self, in the space of inauthenticity, in the space of a mask, is believing that all of these negative things truly are real. All that heaviness is real. The heaviness is not real. The true self is actually light. And so the heaviness, the mask, is not real. There was another connection that was happening, and I think I just kind of missed it. So let me see if I can get it back. It was something about lightening up in this world, making light of everything that looks like a shadow. Lost. Lost it. I hope it connected for you, because I had a connection in my head and it just totally went out. So what else? Now this message is coming for someone very specific. Okay, I have no idea who this person is, but this is a very strong message, wow, of nourish yourself. Okay, you are in a place where you are not taking care of yourself physically or I want to say psychically, so this might have to do with needing to create a little more boundaries. Empress, Temperance, Queen of Earth, and then Two of Earth. They're such pretty cards. I just love this deck. Okay, so we have this channel opening up. We have a lot of this divine energy coming down. And this is the balancing of opposite forces, but coming through a channel which turns to calm, which turns to control. Not control, to not being chaotic. Okay, but the Temperance is understanding how to get to that place of calm. Okay, and in order to move forward, yeah, it's almost as if we have to reverse the flow of these cards here, because we've got these two images playing off of each other. This woman with 6 arms trying to juggle everything, and we've got water flowing down, whereas this one is learning how to channel the life energy, the life force into herself. And if this Two of Earth could learn how to go into the Temperance, if she could learn how to channel that energy that she's spilling up into energy that's more useful or more readily available, then we get to the Empress, which is the creation. So what this says is that you're not allowing yourself to create enough of your world, so you're not stepping forward into your own creative space to generate and to manifest that which you want to see in your life. There's more that needs to happen. You need to tap into that space more. So it's as if there's a lot more energy available to you that comes down to earth to you. It's just not always, it's not always directed well, and this might be a personal message for me too. It's not directed well. It tends to overflow and it gets spilled in the wrong place. So let me get some advice for that. And what that means is that there's wasted energy or inefficiency or a lot of back and forth. It's taking your power and spilling it is essentially what it is. So like if your power was a cup, you're just doing that to it. Why is that happening? Show me why that's happening. 9 of Earth. So are they not? Okay, this is about fully embracing the nurture of yourself. And I know I said that before, but that's what we're missing. Oh, I can see this in my head. I hope that I can describe this to you accurately enough. It's like you're not standing still enough to really self-nurture, to really gather your strength together. And so you're kind of running here and there and you're dropping little bits of your energy in all of these different places. But it's not, you're dropping them and you're losing them because you're not consolidating the energy within you, just like this Temperance card was talking about. So this is the energy of needing to draw in and needing to harness and focus yourself, okay? So instead of just reacting, responding, and running here and there, do something a little nice for yourself. Treat yourself to something special, okay? Something earthly, probably, something nice to eat, or a treatment, or maybe even treating yourself to a special walk that you really like to go on. Give back something to yourself so that your power is a little bit more balanced and that you can actually step forward into, it's not the challenges you're meeting. It's that when you do this little gesture for yourself, when you bring the energy into yourself, and it just kind of calms everything down, and that calming consolidates everything in. And so having nourished yourself that way, you can then step forward and say, okay, here's what I'm bringing to this situation. Here's really the outcome I want to see. Here's what I want to create with someone else. Okay. I still don't know if I'm doing an extended or not. I think we're going to ask for a yes or no. All right. Okay, looks like a yes. I am going to do an extended. So I'm going to continue to pull messages from the divine guidance that is talking to us at the moment. And if you're curious about those, the link is in the description below, and I'll see you over there.